When will Newcastle actually buy a new striker? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all well. Lots to talk about on the transfer front. Lots and lots. As Newcastle are still looking for a striker after Alexander Isak refuses to play for us again, refuses to train for us again. And on the weekend, the Seller Cup, it's come out now that Isak will not play them games. I'm not shocked. I knew he wouldn't play them games. Why would he play them games if Eddie Howe banished him from the training ground with the family? Family do think gathering the other day. There's no way Eddie Howe was going to let him play them games anyways. So that's no new news to me. Isak will not be involved. Fair enough. He will be leaving, I think, Liverpool coming a couple of weeks' time. What we do know is Benjamin Sesko is now on a plane going to Manchester to complete his deal. So he's gone there. We knew that one. That's all I'm finished with now. But there's a new man, a new striker on the short list, and he's going to hate this one because I've saw many tweets that people do not want this player, and it is Nicolas Jackson of Chelsea. Yeah, we have been linked by Florian Plattenberg on Twitter. He says Bayern Munich have made an inquiry about Nicolas Jackson in the past few hours. Bayern have gathered information on his current status, price and conditions. Newcastle are seriously interested. The 24-year-old versatile striker is on the verge of leaving Chelsea. And that's what it said. That was probably about a couple hours ago of that. But I've seen loads of tweets people like, no Jackson, don't want him. But you know, for me, he's going to sound mad, but I'd actually have him. I'd have him at the club. I'm going to put my neck out there now and say I'll have him. Seen a few good clips about him. I just believe Eddie Howe can always improve players. And I believe that he can make Nicolas Jackson into a beast of a player. Because look what he's done with Jacob Murphy. If he can do it with him and all the rest of the players he's done it with, just think what he can do with Nicolas Jackson. You know, so we're going to talk about Nicolas Jackson soon, get a few stats about him and stuff. So yeah, let me know in the comment section what you think of that link with that. Do you want him or do you not? The Chelsea player who is become available for around about 60 million euros. I think he's worth about pushing it at 50 mil tops. But that's if we get really desperate. Yes, I would have liked Sesko. Yes, I would have liked Pedro and everything else. But we've got to be realistic. We're down the pecking order. We're getting desperate. And there's another question for you. Would you rather have that player or would you rather have the transfer window close and we had no one and no reason to Sula? Because if you balance that one up, I bet you would say, I'd rather have that striker. You'd rather have Nicolas Jackson than no one. If the window's shut now, would you rather have no striker or Nicolas Jackson? There, put that, give us your answers in the comment section, because I know what I'd say. I'd rather Nicolas Jackson. Like I said, I think Eddie Howe can improve him massively. Versatile player, play all across the front three. He's got pace, he's got skill, he's got strength. Yes, he's missed a few sitters, but he's also scored 10 goals last season. Nicolas Jackson last season played 30 games for Chelsea. 10 goals, 5 assists. The season before that, though, in 23-24, he scored 14 goals and 5 assists. So, like I said, it isn't too bad. It could be a lot worse than that. But then you look at him at the club before that, Villarreal, 26 games, 12 goals, 4 assists. So again, 12 goals, 26 matches. It's a goal every 2 games. That ain't bad for the Liga. That isn't bad at all. So the stats aren't terrible. I know he's not a favourite, but if it comes down to it, I'd rather have him and no one. Because I can't see anyone else coming in now. We're very desperate. We're clutching at straws and we need to get bodies over the line. Simple as that. But I think that Eddie Howe can really improve this player. I really do. Ben Jacobs put in as well. Nicolas Jackson and Newcastle. Initial talks have already taken place. Chelsea prepared to sanction an exit. Newcastle were fully focused on Sesko, but are now considering whether to make an approach Chelsea apparently value him at 80 million. There's no way we would pay 80 million pounds for him. I would say about 50, and I think 50. I think Chelsea would budge because they want to sell. They've brought in D-Lab, they've brought in Pedro. They need to get rid. So I'd go 50 million, and then if they say no, then I just wouldn't even bother. I would just pull the plug, move on. And also we need to find out what's happened with Wizza, because Wizza wants to join with. They're waiting for a replacement at Brentford before they let him even think about leaving. So we'll hope that Wizza, in I don't know, days or weeks, will sign for us and replace Callum Wilson. And then I hope that if we do go for Nicolas Jackson, we'll get him in. But I don't see him as an ideal replacement for Isak. I think we need another striker as well, if I'm honest. If we can get 3 strikers in, if Isak goes, I think I'll be happy with that. So we'll have a suit of 4 strikers, but we'll have to wait and see. At the minute, we can't sign anyone. We're close, we're interested, we're talking to people, but we're just getting picked apart by the so-called top 6, because we're going to show you a graph now on the screen. Look at that list. Liverpool, Chelsea, Arsenal, Man City, Man United and Tottenham. The top 6, the so-called top 6. Isn't it funny how they're the biggest spenders in the transfer window? And you look at the bottom, Fulham, 0.4 million, spent 400 grand. Crystal Palace have just won the FA Cup. You know, they're in Europe. They've only spent £2 million. Why are teams who are winning stuff not allowed to go and spend any money? Why are they choked by PSR? Same as Villa, Bournemouth. That everyone at the bottom is choked. But Liverpool, Chelsea, Arsenal, Man City, Tottenham and Man United are creaming off the top because of their revenues. PSR was brought in not to stop people going bust. It was brought in to basically so nobody can compete with them, that top 6, the cartel. And that's a fact. Everyone's eyes are wide open now. Wide open that the fact that this is disgusting, and it's pure corruption by the Premier League, by the way. I'm saying it now, I'm not bothered. Pure corruption Premier League. As soon as our takeover got announced, they would have went, oh, we didn't want to give it the green light, so we'll just make this rule up so they can't spend any money. What is the point in having rich owners if we can't spend it? They've ruined football. There's no point in getting massive takeovers anymore because you can't spend the money. So it's not like a Bromwich back in the days and Man City got took over. They're excited you're buying all these players, splashing the cash. It's just boring. It's boring. It's so frustrating that we could actually be a massive club, but we're not allowed to spend the money. It's like being a multi-millionaire and you have to go to the bank for a tenner a day. That's your allowance. It's absolutely dog shit. That's what it is. And I'm bloody sick of it. But it just goes to prove that we've been plucked by the so-called top 6 this year. Every single one of them. Players we've been linked with, like D-Lab, Pedro, who else, can't think of the top of my head, but there's been many, many more plucked. Trafford, the Man City. Everyone's been plucked off with. And it seems like the top 6 are getting stronger and everyone else getting weaker. And it's not right. It's not right, and it needs seriously change in the future because it is ruining football. It's killing the Premier League. And it needs sorting out, like, drastically. So now we're looking at a bit of a graph of Nicolas Jackson. We know he's a forward, born 2001, he's 24-year-old, from Banjul, Gambia. National team Senegal, 100 grand a week he's on. So if we did get him, we're going to say 150 grand and it'd be easy. There's no worry about personal terms or wages or nothing. But he is on a massive contract till June 33. That's why they're probably asking for that money, 80 million. Because all contracts do these days is boost that valuation up. So he's still got 8 years on his contract. There's no way we're paying 80 million for him. There's no way. He's got 8 years left on his contract at Chelsea. Starts there with assists, 79. He's got shots on target, 89. Total shots, 78. Expected goals, 71. So there you go. There's a little graph of him. Think of it what you will. That's Nicolas Jackson. Yeah, congratulations to Dubravka. He's got a permanent move now to Burnley. It happened today about lunchtime. He officially became a Burnley player. yeah, he was incredible for us in the past, you know. Made his debut against Man United. He made that wonderful save with his foot. We had some great times. 7 years at the club, even in the ashy days and the dark, depressing days. We had him. He was our hero. He was playing well. We loaned him, bought him next season for £4 million. I think was the obligation to buy. You've got to remember, £4 million for this keeper. That was a bargain. He was absolutely immense for us in many ways, and the only reason he didn't get in the team recently because we bought Pope. And now we've got Ramsdale in. It is the time for him to move on for a fresh challenge for him and his family. So he's down turf more at Burnley. He'll get first team football. And yeah, I wish Dubravka all the best. Him and his family. And yeah, to go and enjoy his football again and have a cracking career at Burnley. So they're moving on now. There's also reports by Romano that Newcastle have made new direct approach with AC Milan for Malik Thiaw. NUFC trying to agree terms while AC Milan manager Max Allegri wants him to stay. For Milan, it's clear proposal out of market value or he stays. So that's what Romano said. But what I have been hearing recently is a lot of bad stuff on Twitter about Romano. And I think it is true. I think it's true what they say. Because he's always got negative stuff to say about Newcastle. Keeps on pushing the narrative about Isak. Isak's leaving, Liverpool this, Liverpool that. He keeps on doing it with Man United with Sesko. He keeps on banging on about them, Man United this, Man United that. But as soon as Newcastle, it's always negative. It's always negative. He's pushing the negative. And I'm sure he gets paid by these clubs to basically unsettle players. And yeah, 100%. I believe that now, that he unsettles players by putting these tweets out on purpose, because clubs pay him probably to push us out to unsettle people. So it's a fact. It's a fact. But yeah, moving on now. I just hope we can get players in on time before the deadline finishes. You know, the Premier League starts in about 9 days or something like that. You know, we haven't even got a striker in still. Let's see if we get Nicolas Jackson in. Or will Bayern Munich get him? We don't know yet. Let's see what happens. But we are getting very desperate now. And it's embarrassing. Because this was a summer where we should have really kicked on after winning the cup for the first time in 7 years. We've got Champions League football. We should have been going that next level and getting the players in that we needed. But we haven't. And it's stressful. So I'll leave it there, people. Let me know in the comment section what you think. Like and subscribe. And I'll see you on the next one.